Hey guys! So it's a nice Sunday morning where I am right now, and so I am just going to kind of plan through my day because I couldn't do any homework or anything yesterday, and so I really have a ton of stuff that I need to get done today, and so I thought I would just kind of hang out with you guys and plan out my day. And, so I'll just be here with you guys. So I know that's, oh wow, there's so many of you guys here. Hi. This is like going so fast. I can't even respond to everybody, but I'm so glad so many of you guys are here right now. Like that, oh, it's so fun. Okay. So, yeah, so like yesterday was super super busy for me because I my last marching band competition for high school, and so that was kind of like a little bittersweet, but I had a ton of fun, and I'm really happy with all of the work that everyone put in during the season. So basically, I was out all day, and then I had to go and I was making Halloween costumes with some of my friends, and then I went to a Halloween party, so that was a lot of fun too. But I mean, as you can see, like from this, oh, it's kind of washed out. Hold on. Yeah, so like here is my spread from Thursday and Friday. Every single box is left unchecked. I haven't checked my planner in a while, and so hey, Daniela's in band too. Awesome. I love marching band. Anyway, so honestly, like I haven't touched my planner in like 3 days, which is not really like me, but I just haven't had the time to do that. So I have to go through and check to make sure I've done everything that I wanted to do on Thursday and Friday. And unfortunately, I haven't really done everything, which is why I'm planning out to do it today. But yeah, so like I hope you guys have all been having a really good week, and I basically just have been super super busy lately. I felt like really overwhelmed, and I think a couple of you guys have like seen my Snapchat a couple of days ago where I was just talking about how I was feeling really burned out. And honestly, I still kind of feel like that. I feel like I'm just like a little overwhelmed, and I haven't really been feeling the best. So, I don't know. If anyone has any advice for recovering from burnout, like let me know, because honestly, I don't know. A couple of you guys just asked about that, and I don't have any advice really, just because that's kind of where I am right now. So I don't know. Oh, someone's asking what I am being for Halloween. My friends and I are being the Incredibles from that movie, The Incredibles from Disney Pixar from like a long time ago. So that'll be a ton of fun. And let's see, did I do this? Yes. And had rehearsal, bought stuff. Okay, so there isn't actually that much from this day that I didn't do, and so I'll just like migrate that stuff over. And I finished all my Spanish homework from Friday, so that'll be good. And I don't have to do that today, which is nice. And okay, so basically, all I have to do is stuff for AP Literature, Physics, AP Calculus, and AP Government. Okay, so this isn't as bad as I thought. That's awesome. Okay, oh yeah, someone says to just sleep when you're burning out. I totally get that, but the thing is like, I sleep a lot. Like I get enough sleep for what I need to function with. Like I get at least 7 to 8, 9 hours of sleep every night, but I just feel really exhausted like all the time when I'm like doing my work or like planning out stuff. Like I just like I mean, you can see like I haven't like even decorated any of these pages. I've just been like writing down the stuff I need to do. Like I just don't, I don't know. It's not that I don't care, and it's not that I don't like have motivation or anything, because I do, and I get all of my work done still, and I don't procrastinate, but it's just like I'm just really tired. You know what I mean? So, oh, or Pizza asks, I'm procrastinating. How do I stop it? I actually did a whole video on procrastination, and so that's definitely where you'd get all of my advice and tips for procrastination, and definitely check that out. Jordan asks what my favorite subject is. Right now in class, my favorite subject is probably AP Literature, actually. All the books we've read so far, I've really enjoyed. Right now, we are working through Wide Sargasso Sea, which, if you don't know, is sort of loosely based on Jane Eyre. which we had just finished reading last week. So that's my favorite subject right now, just because I like the books we're reading. But typically it's like psychology and biology. Daniela says to maybe try meditation for burnout, and Caitlin says to drink some water. I think I might actually try that, just because, I don't know. It's like I just feel like I'm super, super busy and I don't really have any time for myself right now, just because, like, I just, even on weekends, it's just like I have like constant things that I need to do. So I don't know. It's just maybe in a couple of weeks, I'll like, things will ease up and I'll like just, I guess, adjust to how busy I am with everything, because even when I have free time, I'm like working by like, doing Instagram photos and like making videos for YouTube and like live streaming here with you guys. So it's like, so my free time is also used to be kind of productive also. Oh wow, there's so many questions from you guys. I don't even know where to start. Someone asks, do you have any teachers that you don't like? Yes, I think everyone has teachers they don't like, because you do have, like, everyone has a ton of subjects and there's bound to be someone whose personality you don't really mesh with, but I think that you can't let that get in the way of you doing well in the class. So that's something that's definitely important to keep in mind, and I think that it shouldn't like inhibit your learning. Rueda asks, how do you stay motivated? I have an entire video that I kind of made about that subject, so that's definitely something you should check out after this live stream finishes. Chloe asks, what career do you want to pursue in the future? I want to possibly be a psychiatrist, but again, like, that could totally change because I'm only 17 years old, so I definitely could change my mind in the future. Someone's asking how many APs I'm taking. I'm taking 4 this year. Too bad, I think. It's still like a ton of work, but I think it's manageable because last year I took 3, so it wasn't that big of a jump. Yeah. Okay, so I wrote down all my AP literature homework, and then I have to write that I gotta make sure I get this live stream uploaded, because as soon as I stop streaming live, it will process the video and then it'll be uploaded on my channel, so you guys can either watch it again or show your friends or whatever, so it'll just be on my channel like permanently. Jilly says, I love your live streams. Yay, I'm so glad. I like doing live streams too. I think it's so much fun. I can't believe that like so many of you guys watch these live streams, and it's really, really fun that you guys are just kind of hanging out with me. And Valerie's asking, what are good memorization tips? I did a video on memorization. It was a really long time ago. I think it was like over a year ago. So definitely check that out for my tips for that. Kamyar asks, do you use apps to focus, and if so, which ones? Yes, I use mostly like a Pomodoro timer app and like the app Forest that a lot of people use, as well as Stay Focused, which is like a basically free version of Forest. Okay, so I gotta write down that I want to practice my instrument later today, and then I'm going to double check on Thursday and Friday of what I need to transfer over, like my physics homework. I have to finish taking notes for physics for like the chapter that we're working on, and I also have to do some of the practice problems in the back of the chapter in my textbook. So finish taking notes and to do practice problems. Awesome. Lumen asks, how much do you study per day? So I don't actually have like a specific time that I spend for studying. Usually I end up spending a lot of time like doing homework, actually. Like, I think doing homework is definitely different from studying, because studying is just kind of like preparing for tests and stuff, and like revising and things like that. But doing homework is like doing like the actual like assignments that my teachers give me. So I spend like on a normal school night, I'll spend like maybe 2 to 4 hours doing homework depending on my homework load. It's like completely dependent on like what my teachers give me though. Um, Alyssa asks what my what my hardest subject is for me, and the answer to that is definitely math. I'm in AP Calculus BC, so that's definitely a ton of work. And that's one of the subjects that I really have to spend a lot of time outside of class double checking like my understanding and stuff like that. So it's definitely my tougher subject. Okay, so I have to add in that I want to check my Instagram comments and YouTube comments. I try my best to keep up with both of them and read all of them and answer as many as I possibly can. So I put those in the top portion of my planner where I have these little check boxes. So I kind of use that as like my mini habit tracker. So I have to check YouTube comments, Instagram comments, questions in my Tumblr inbox, and then like to stretch and have some vitamins in the morning. So I just make sure I write all that down because I do it every single day. Caroline asks how to manage extracurriculars and sports. So I don't take part in a sport, but I do take part in a bunch of extracurricular activities that do take up a lot of time. And so I definitely would recommend having a planner. It doesn't have to be as intricate and detailed as mine is, but I think that if you have a place that you can keep track of all of your assignments in, it'll definitely help you manage like sports and your schoolwork. And it's also kind of important to break down what you have to get done. I think it's not really beneficial for me to like sit down and like do all my homework from all four subjects today. Like today I'm going to probably like spread out my homework throughout the day so I don't have to do like a bunch at once, and that's kind of exhausting. So that's kind of what I would do instead. Emma asks, have you always been this organized? And honestly, the answer is that kind of, because I've always been a really organized and motivated student, I think, but ever since I made my study blog my sophomore year, I kind of got into making my own organization systems because like from like 3rd grade until like freshman year, I just used the agendas and the planner that my school actually like provided us to do our um, assignments and like write down what we had to do for homework and stuff. So I just used that, and that worked out fine for me. But I discovered like bullet journaling and using like color coding systems in planners and stuff like that. And so I decided to kind of just be even more organized in that sense. So I think that's definitely helped a lot. Abigail asks, have you ever had to play catch up in a class, and how did you do it? So I think what she means by playing catch up is that it's really like when you're missing a bunch of classes and you have to like make up all of the work that you missed. And I've definitely had to do that. I actually am going to be missing a couple of days of school in a couple of weeks because I'm traveling. And so I'm already kind of preparing for that. And since I know I'm going to be out, I'm definitely going to email all of the teachers whose classes I'm missing to tell them I'm going to be out and ask them if there's any work I can get in advance from them. And I think doing that will help you get set up to be able to catch up really, really well with all of your work if you have it before you even leave. So that's something I would definitely recommend. Joy asks advice for managing time well. I did a video on time management that would definitely be helpful because I talked about a bunch of apps and like extensions and stuff that were helpful for time management. So that's something I would definitely recommend checking out. But in addition to that, I think it's really useful to have kind of not really a routine because I don't do the exact same thing every single day, but like a set of like habits that you use that will really help you be more successful in managing your time. Like try to do your homework as soon as you get home from your extracurriculars or from school, and just work as much as you can, as efficiently as you can, and that'll definitely help so you don't have to go to sleep really late or anything. All right, so next I have to transfer over my AP Calculus homework, and instead of recopying all of the problems, because there were a bunch of like problems on there, I'm just going to write down that I have to do it and to check Friday's spread. So let's see, do homework, and I'm just going to put a little note here from Friday's spread. And so that way I don't have to like rewrite everything that I have from previous days, and it kind of cuts down on the time I spend doing that. Leanna asks, mind maps or flashcards? Honestly, I think mind maps are helpful, and so are flashcards, but it's just like that they're helpful in different ways, if that makes sense. So I think that flashcards are really useful if you have a lot of vocab, and mind maps are useful for like the end of a chapter when you're trying to link all the information that you have together and to kind of see the connections between different information. I have to do like right now in calculus we're doing like exponential growth and decay, so I'm like writing down some notes about how my teacher wants us to do our homework. Okay. Miss Blue asks, what is your case for your Hobonichi? So for those of you who don't know, this is a Hobonichi planner, and I have a leather case that I got in March, and it's been holding up really, really well, and I don't think I'm going to have to buy a new case for next year, so I think I can just buy like a new planner itself and just slip it into this case and it'll be fine. Dalal asks, how can I focus on my goals? I think that, first of all, the most important thing to do is to write it down, because you're more accountable for that if you have it written down in a notebook somewhere. And, speaking of notebooks, actually, a couple days ago, I just got these two notebooks. And these are both, forgive me if I butcher this name, but I think it's Leuchtturm. And it's this like German brand that's I think kind of similar to Moleskine, but I've seen these notebooks everywhere on Instagram and YouTube and like basically the entire bullet journaling community. And so I think that I'm like super excited to use this. I have two, I think A5 sized ones, and this one is soft cover, so it's like kind of bendy and stuff, and it's the slim version, so it isn't as thick, and it has squared paper, so I'm really excited about that. I might actually try to make this my new bullet journal after I run out of paper in my Muji notebook that I currently use. I don't know, does anyone like use these notebooks? And if so, what do you guys use them for? Because I know a ton of people use like especially this edition for their bullet journal, because I have this one that has like dotted paper and it has like the numbered pages and stuff, and I've seen a ton of people use this for bullet journals, so that's something I'm kind of excited to use and think about how I'm using. But right now I am on like notebook overload, because if you've seen like my what to do with empty notebook video, then you've seen that I'm using like 4 notebooks right now to track things in my life. So I might not use both of those notebooks right away, but I'm super excited about it in the future. Karen asks, do you have a university major in mind? Yes, I do. I want to major in neuroscience, but that could definitely change. Again, I'm only 17, so I don't know. Layla asks for tips on college applications or the SAT. So I actually did not take the SAT at all. I didn't take it, either the old version or the new version, so I can't really give any advice on that, but I'm sure other people could. So if you guys all have taken, definitely give some advice in the live chat right now just to help out that person, because I can't really give advice on that. But for college applications, I'm kind of doing that right now. So as soon as I'm finished with all of them and I've like finished the process and stuff, I'll definitely give you guys all of my tips and advice and kind of telling you guys how the process went for me. So definitely stay subscribed to my channel, because I'll put out videos about that in the future. Juan asks, do I make notes for every single subject? And honestly, I don't, because I think that it would be a waste of my time to do that, because it doesn't work for all of my subjects. A lot of the times, like the notes that are given to me by the teacher or the handouts or PowerPoints are usually just like sufficient for what I need to do for the class itself. And some classes we don't even take notes at all. Like in my AP literature class, we don't even do that. So the answer is no, I don't take notes in every single class, but in the ones I need to, then I do that. Okay, so now I have to write down that I'm going to listen to the pieces that I am playing for band. For those of you who don't know, like being in band, it's like when you have different parts like you would in an orchestra. So basically, like you only have your part and you can't listen to what the rest of the ensemble is doing while you practice. So I listen to a lot of audio and video clips of the songs I'm working on that are full ensemble, so I can hear how my part fits in with the rest of the ensemble. So that's definitely something I do. Oh, Catherine says her sister is studying neuroscience. That's so awesome. It's definitely like a really interesting field, and there's always new discoveries in it. So it's really cool that a bunch of people are in it. Boren asks, do you prefer gel pen or fine liner for bullet journaling? I prefer, honestly, gel pens, I think, definitely, just because I think they're easier to work with and they're more consistent, and I don't have to worry about like anything skipping, which is really awesome. Okay, so I think I'm gonna use this music washi tape. It has like really cute like little sheet music print on it. Oh, Gina says to use the Leuchtturm notebooks for your collections. Oh, that's a good idea actually. I can like just put like specific types of lists in it or something like that. Ooh, that's definitely something I should do. Martina asks, I have no idea how to use both a calendar and bullet journal. Help? So I think that actually if you use a calendar spread in your bullet journal, that'll probably make your life a little bit easier because you can basically just like make a monthly calendar layout in your bullet journal, which would eliminate a lot of the repetition and unnecessary like, ooh, how do I rip this? There we go. Yeah, so if you use like a calendar within your bullet journal, I think that would solve a lot of problems because I can't imagine trying to use like a separate calendar from the one that I actually have like in my planner right now. Like if I tried to use another calendar in addition to this one, I think that I would be wasting a ton of time by rewriting all of the things I have going on in a different notebook because this notebook sort of serves as my it kind of serves as my bullet journal just with a little bit more structure. So that's definitely what I would recommend. All right, so I've planned out my day. I'm gonna let me just get like a sticky note out and I'll just like write a little reminder for myself for the day. I think I'm gonna use this little stripey one. Oh, I hope it fits. No, it's not gonna fit. Okay, so I'm not gonna use this stripey one. Maybe this one will fit, the Bright Ideas one. Yeah, I like that. Okay, I'll use this one. And this is from Target, from the Target Dollar Spot, and they get new stuff in all the time, which is super fun. And for those of you wondering, this is the Tombow Mono Permanent Adhesive Roller. And since the Target Dollar Spot just doesn't have really like high quality sticky notes, just because they are so affordable, like it's like $1 to $3 for a pack. And so so I have to use that like adhesive roller to make sure that they stick down nicely. And there we go. Okay. And then usually I like to write out something on here just to like keep myself going throughout the day. So let's see. I think I'm going to do that in gray. Whoa, the chat's going so crazy right now. Oh my gosh, I can't even keep up. Oh, I think it just froze. Sorry, guys. Dana asks, how do you study when you're sick? And actually, I'm just getting over being really sick and congested right now. So this is like a really good topic that I want to cover because I know like being like illness is going around in my school. It is super, super, like everyone's just sick right now. So I think I'm going to make a video on how to study while you're sick. Either next week or the week after, so that'll hopefully help you guys out if you're gonna get sick during like the winter months. Christina asks, how do you study math? And I actually kind of just talked about it in my like tips for studying math and video that I did a couple of weeks ago, but mostly I just do practice problems. Ashita asks, is geometry hard? And honestly, I think it just depends on how much work you put in, because there are a lot of things that you have to memorize, like properties and rules. And so I think that if you put in the work to memorize those things, geometry isn't too bad. Okay, so I've planned out my day, and I think I might just go ahead and plan out my week and just kind of do an overview, because I usually do this on Sundays anyways. So this will work out really nicely. Mina Hill asks how to not get overconfident. Okay, so I actually have the opposite problem, because I'm not the most confident person at all. So really for me, I have to try to get overconfident so I can reach like a normal level of confidence, if that makes sense. And so I don't really have any advice for that, but if anyone does, definitely leave it in the chat below. Kristen asks, did you like reading The Kite Runner? And I actually did. I didn't like that I really had to annotate every single page, because I think that that kind of took away from my reading experience, because I couldn't get as invested with the characters because it was a school assignment first. But I thought it was a really well-written book, and I really enjoyed it. Let's see, someone's asking how many subjects I have, and right now I am in 7, but next semester I will be in 8 subjects, like not blocks, I guess. Okay, so my month overview. Wait, this is November, so I have to look back in October. So Monday is the 31st, and that's the last day of October. So then the rest of the week will be in the November spread. So that's what I'm going to be following while I fill out my monthly, or no, when I fill out my weekly spread from the monthly one. So I have a performance tomorrow after school. So I'm just going to write that in. And then I'm going to just kind of, like, I use arrows to signify when that's happening and about what time I'll get home. And I find that works out pretty well for me, especially if I'm not, like, using a ton of, like, stickers and things like that. And, okay, so then that's Monday. And I also have some things due for AP Literature. I have an essay due that I haven't actually started writing yet. So I have to do that, like, as soon as this live stream is over. So essay is due, and Wide Sargasso Sea is due as well. So that's something that I need to keep track of, which is why I write it in the weekly spread. And then, okay, then I have to check back for what I have to do on Tuesday. Excuse me. Ragia asks for tips to first getting organized. I would definitely recommend that you first organize your time and things that you have to get done, and then organizing like your space, and by like reorganizing maybe your desk or your room or your area that you do your homework in. And so, and then after organizing both your time and space, I would definitely recommend organizing your schoolwork as well. And I've kind of done that in my organizing schoolwork video. That was like, I think one of my first videos I ever put on my channel, where I talked about like expandable file folders and stuff. But you can use binders and note binders, notebooks, whatever works for you. Backless asks, how do you know when you've run out of invisible ink? That's like really funny. I think that, I mean, I guess if you have like a little light thing that exposes the invisible ink, you'll solve that problem. Brindis asks, can you never take a break? Honestly, I think right now I don't have time to take a break at all, because I am constantly busy. I always have something going on. And so right now it's like, I don't know, I just don't have that much time to. And when I do take a break, it's usually not a giant, like, I don't know, I just don't have time right now. Like I'm always really, really busy, but as soon as I can take a break, I will. I promise. um, Wesley asks, how do you make your minimal graphics? I actually don't make the graphics. My younger brother does, and he does a great job all the time. I really appreciate all the work he puts in, and I know a lot of you guys love his thumbnails and all the other graphics that he puts on my channel, so he definitely appreciates that. Um, Someone's asking, how often do you hang out with friends? How do you console yourself to study hard and not be jealous of friends having fun and partying? I think it's really important to kind of reach a healthy balance by still having fun and seeing your friends, but always making sure your schoolwork is a priority. Like I said earlier in the live stream, I went out yesterday. I went to a party, had fun with my friends at a marching band competition all day. And I think that it's okay to go have fun with your friends. Like, that's totally fine. I don't talk about that much on this channel though, because this channel is literally like called like studying, and it's based on studying and revising and making sure that like schoolwork is done properly and all that. So I just don't, that's what I talk about. I talk about like schoolwork and stuff like that, but I do have fun and I do see my friends. But when I do that, I make sure that I plan around hanging out with my friends. Like, if I know I'm going to go hang out with people at like 6 p.m. until like maybe like 10 or 11 p.m., then I make sure that my schoolwork is done either before that or the next day, and that I'm still getting all of my things done. So that's definitely something that I would recommend finding a nice balance from. Um, Someone's asking, is band really stressful? And I think that being in an extracurricular and being heavily involved in an extracurricular can be as stressful or as not stressful as you choose for it to be, because you kind of like, for things like instrumental music, you kind of get in anything that you like, anything you put in is what you'll get out of it, if that makes sense. Like, if you put in all of the time and the work and the effort to practice like many times a week and making sure that you're finishing everything you need to do, making sure you're playing your parts well and stuff like that, then I think that you're going to be really successful in it, and you might stress out a little bit because of it. But if you don't really try and you're just kind of there to have fun, then I think that you won't be as stressed out about it. Georgia asks, what's my favorite area of psychology? And that's kind of hard. I mean, obviously, I really think neuroscience is interesting because it is the biological basis for like all of behavior. So I think that's really cool. But I think social psychology is also super interesting. Okay, so now I'm like still planning out my week. So Tuesday, November 1st is a big deadline for me. So that's why I've used this like silvery stripy washi tape right here. And I'm just writing deadline really big above the portion that I have that has like the timestamps on it for the day. So it's not like, because I don't have a deadline like on a specific time for the day. It's just for the day in general. So I'm just going to flip back to my spread and see what else I have. So Tuesday I also have a big AP government test, and that's around 1 p.m. So I'm going to write that down real quick, AP Gov test, and going to put that in a little cloud because I got to make sure that I study for that as soon as I can. Danae asks, do you have any tips on studying on birthdays or holidays? So honestly, I think that like I'm a person who really doesn't want to do um like schoolwork or homework or studying on a holiday or on like my birthday or anything. So when I know I have that coming up, I'll like plan that out in my week and get all of my work done either the day before or the day after, so I can have a day of doing nothing and just spending time with the people that matter and really kind of living in the moment, because I do have homework and things I have to do constantly. But I think that if you try to reach like a balance of planning around it, then you won't have to worry about it as much. Okay, so Wednesday I have a couple of events that I have to do for school, so I'm just going to write that down. And I also will be having a video out, so I think I'm going to find a sticker for that. Let's see. I'll use these little hexagons because I use these from Craftylicious Loves in my Plan With Me video that I did last Wednesday, and I use them to signify all of my YouTube videos, so I think it's useful for that. And while I'm there, I might as well just do the one for Sunday as well. And there we go. So I'll just put that in the corner up there. And then on those, I just put a little triangle as like the play button for YouTube. Kristen asks, are you ready for Halloween? And yes, definitely. It's going to be a lot of fun tomorrow. I'm going to have my costume with my friends and going to have a good time. Blue Babs asks, what music do you listen to? And I typically listen to basically anything. Right now, I'm like really loving Justin Timberlake's music, like the old stuff from like his early like 2000s and stuff like that. Really good stuff. And anything else I listen to, you can find on like 8 tracks and stuff like that. Lori asks, does sharing your study techniques motivate you as well? Yes, definitely, definitely. I think that having this YouTube channel and Instagram account and Tumblr account and Snapchat and all that, it kind of helps me stay motivated and keeps me accountable, because even if I'm not really feeling motivated to do all of my work as I should be, then I know that at least like I should do something, because I want to be able to have like some notes that I'm going to take a picture of, or I want to just do an update on Snapchat. And so having you guys here like really kind of seeing everything I do really encourages me to do my best. And so I think that me doing my best also kind of encourages you guys to do the same. And so it's kind of this really nice relationship, and I'm so happy that this is something I do for me, for like myself and for everyone else. Ann Lou asks, how to learn things by heart really, really fast. Honestly, the best way to do that is repetition. I know that's not a really original tip or anything, but the reason why people say that is because it definitely works, and it is very effective when you're trying to learn a lot of information. Okay, so on Friday I have an away football game for my school, and so that'll be a lot of fun, and gotta write that down on Friday. And I think I'm going to use this little sticky note that's like shapes like a cloud. So this one's like light blue and it's really pretty, and I'm just gonna take one from there. And then again, like it's kind of not sticky, so I have to use this little like adhesive roller to help it stick down. Okay, there we go. Sophie asks how to organize schoolwork, and I would definitely recommend finding a method that works for you, because there are a ton of things that you can use to organize your schoolwork. But I've used binders before, and those have worked marginally well for me, but I found that expandable file folders or just even normal folders just work so much better for me. All right, so then here I'm writing down my call time, which is right after school, I believe. So I'm just going to write that down really quick. Danae asks, have you ever been in a study group? And yes, I have. I did a couple of study group meetings for like AP biology last year, and a couple of my friends sometimes talk about like stuff for BC Calc, because that class is really, really demanding and there's a lot of stuff going on. So it's important to kind of have like a group of people, and even if not like having a study group, a couple of my classes, like my friends in that class or that have like the same teacher but different blocks, we have like a little group chat that we talk about like the class and like homework assigned and give like helping each other out and stuff. So that's definitely useful. And just gonna write some more things down for the week. Okay, there we go. Oh, Chasney says she plays the clarinet. That's so awesome. I have a ton of friends who play the clarinet. They're so nice. Um, oh, someone's asking what homework apps I use. I kind of talked about that earlier in the live stream, so definitely check it out when this live stream is finished uploading. Jessica asks, how do you stay motivated to study for hours? Um, Definitely, like, I don't study for hours at a time, so I can't even really give an answer to that question because I don't do that. But I definitely think that um, I guess if you have like if you take a lot of breaks, I think that helps with motivation for studying for a large like amount of time. So that's definitely something that I guess could work well. Um, M. Brown asks, what's the best place to order school supplies? And I think that it kind of depends on your country because I honestly, um, I didn't even realize until I had this channel that prices for different things are so different in other countries because like these Pilot juice pens aren't like super crazy expensive where I live, but people have commented under my videos telling me that in their country that stationery is super super expensive. So at least for me, the best like place for me to order things are either on amazon.com or from Target or Etsy, but again it like just depends where you live. Okay, so I'm just gonna write down here weekend and just a note for myself to relax because next weekend I definitely am going to make sure I make time for myself to decompress and avoid continually getting burned out. And I gotta write down that I have a lesson and some volunteering that I'm doing later that day. So I'm gonna write that. And honestly, I think that's basically everything that I have for this week. It won't be super, super busy after school, but I'm going to try my best to do everything I can. Christus Music asks, why did you decide to start a YouTube channel? And honestly, like, I never in a million years would have thought that I would be having a YouTube channel or that I would be even like live streaming to you guys right now. So, honestly, I don't know. I decided to start it because someone messaged me on Tumblr asking if I would even consider starting it. And then I decided to maybe make a video or two and see where it went and if anyone would even watch my videos because I wasn't sure. But, it's ended up growing into this really, really cool community of people who really care about doing well in school. And I think that's really awesome. And I want to thank you guys for supporting me and watching my channel and commenting under my videos and helping each other out. And so that's super, super awesome. So guys, I really have to go, but thank you so much for hanging out with me and like planning with me just now and asking all your questions. And definitely make sure to come back and give this video a thumbs up after it uploads. And yeah, thanks so much, guys. I'll see you guys later. Bye.